everybody, and welcome to my review of UFC 193. Before I start this, that was needed. Before I start this, I would like to apologise. I'm apologising for being so late with this one. The thing is, I didn't have a whole lot of free time, but I just decided, screw it, I'm just going to make a video anyway. I don't care if anyone thinks I'm crazy, if they can hear me. So, here I'm doing a UFC review, and as always, before I start on it, there is spoilers, so in fact I don't think there's spoilers now. The fight was like almost a week ago. So but I'm warning you anyway, there are spoilers, so if you haven't actually seen the event, do not watch this video. With that said, I'm gonna get right to it with the prelim card, and oh, forgot to mention, we're in Melbourne, Australia for this one. First time in Melbourne. I don't know how many times it's been in Australia. I know the UFC's been over there before, but this is the first one in Melbourne, and it really paid off because it's the best selling UFC event like ever now. It holds that record now, which is probably due just to the fantastic fight card, which we're going to get to in 3, 2, 1. Now, starting with the prelim fights, the very first one. Danny the Gremlin Martinez against Richard Vasulik. Martinez won by unanimous decision, and first of all, I just want to say Danny has a great nickname, the Gremlin. It's just a cool nickname. I hope he's a fan of the movies, because if so, that makes him 10 times more awesome in my book. Anyway, he mainly used his wrestling to keep Vasulik at bay, and his striking was definitely the selling point as well, I think. His wrestling was good, but his striking was better. I definitely think his best moment was in the second round where he stunned Vasulik briefly. He made him stumble for a bit. He didn't capitalize on it. I don't think he needed to get the win. I think he was doing well up until that point anyway, so well done to him. Next up, John Vellante against Anthony the Hippo Roche, and Vellante won by knockout at 2 minutes 56 seconds of the first round. Now, I loved how John approached this fight. He landed big shots all the way through, but he didn't go absolutely ham on Roche. He took his time. He picked the big shots he wanted to land. You know, he landed enough. He landed some great kicks, great punches, even an elbow, I think. And then when he had Roche against the cage, it was just one flush right hook, and Roche was out for the count. So, well done to Vellante. I hope to see more of him this year, to be honest. Well, but more of him soon. The year's pretty much like almost over. So, gonna move on. Kyle Noak versus Peter Sabata. And Noak won at 2 minutes and 1 second of the first round by TKO with a front kick to the body, followed up by some punches to the ground. And holy crap, was that a brutal finish. Noak landed his right foot, did a front kick with his right foot to the right side of Sabata. And if the painful slap from the foot itself wasn't enough, there was the part where Sabata actually screamed in pain and held his side before falling down, and then obviously Noak jumped on him to land the punches to finish it before the referee jumped in and stopped it. But fucking hell, that was kind of brutal, if I'm being honest. People underestimate how much damage a good body shot can do. I think after seeing that fight, they won't be questioning that anymore because it can be very brutal. And the final fight in the main prelim card at least, Jake Matthews against Akbar Riola. Matthews won at the end of the second round when the fight had to be stopped by the doctor because Akbar had taken too much damage. Now, the first round was not very good for Jake. He was outclassed in the striking for most of it, taken down. Akbar was being very crafty and very smart, and I definitely think that first round went to him. Then he went to round 2. Oh, and Akbar had some good rear naked choke positions. Didn't manage to sink him in, but he took the back of Matthews and managed to get him into some compromising positions a few times. But in the second round, the entire script changed and flipped over to Matthews' favour. He took Akbar down from the start and just ground and pounded him throughout pretty much the whole thing. Sorry, my mouse is going a bit wobbly. Yeah, he ground and pounded him throughout the whole thing, just like elbows and punches over and over, which caused the massive swell in Akbar's eye. And I'm talking freaking huge, like this is Mark Homnick level. It was massive. And the doctor had to sort of step in and stop the fight after that. So, well, not immediately after that, after the round was over. So, yeah, there's that. And finally, even though it wasn't shown on the prelim card for like the TV, well, it was shown on there. But mainly there are some fights that are exclusive to UFC fights. Fortunately, because of their quick the prelim fights were. We got to see one of the Fight Pass cards on the main prelim thing for the Fox Sports 1 thingy, and it was Ben Gwynn. I have no idea how to say his surname. I apologize if I'm butchering it. Against Ryan Benoit, and Ben won at 2 minutes and 35 seconds of the first round by rear naked choke. That was well done from Ben. First time I'd seen him fight, he definitely impressed me. But that is it for the prelims. We now move on to the main card, and we start off with a heavyweight bout between Jared Rosholt and Stefan Struve, which was one of the most boring fights I've ever seen, to be honest. Rosholt won by unanimous decision, and good for him. He won. But good God, was that a boring fight? He was waiting mostly for Struve to kick him, so he could take control of the kick and take him down. And Struve didn't do that. And as a result, Rosholt pretty much just laid down on Struve for 2 rounds straight. The first round was more stand-up-y, but they were kind of just following each other around a bit for the first round. Then Rosholt did the taking down. I think he looked for submission, but if he did a very good job of disguising it under a massive layer of just boredom. Not my favourite fight, to be honest. I don't like seeing fights like that. I don't mind seeing ground fights, but I love seeing a ground fight when both fighters are actually trying to work to escape or get a submission or get a good position to land some ground pound. I hate it when one guy just takes the other one down and just lies on top of him like a freaking blanket. I hate seeing that. It's so boring. I get you're a wrestler, but tons of wrestlers, don't do that because they know how much of a stupid idea it is. But yeah, we're going to move on to the next fight. Robert Whittaker against Uriah Hall. Interesting fact about this one. Whittaker was originally supposed to fight Michael Bisping, who is my favourite UFC fighter. However, that did not come to fruition as Bisping suffered an injury, so Whittaker took on Hall instead, which I'm kind of glad because Whittaker is a very, very purple dude, very scary dude. And he won by unanimous decision in this fight. There wasn't too many standout moments. It was a great fight all in all. I guess if there's any parts that stood out, it was definitely a part where I believe in the first round Uriah Hall did some really crazy, cool flipping kick thing. So raised his knee, then tried to do a tornado kick, then just did a sort of weird scissor kick thing that took Whittaker down with him, but then they got up pretty much right after that. So, yeah, excuse me. Good fight, well done Whittaker, he had great stand-up, as always. He's always had a very unorthodox style and stance, so stands a chance they would have won it, and he did, in a decision, well done him. Next up, we have a rematch between one of the best heavyweight fights ever, as Mark the Super Samoan Hunt fought Antonio Bigfoot Silva again. Now, their first match ended in a draw, and as I mentioned, that was a freaking great fight. Holy crap. This one did not go nearly as far as that, as at 3 minutes and 41 seconds of the first round, Hunt knocked Antonio Silva out with a great left or right hand. He knocked him out and finished him. That's pretty much the point of it. He knocked him out. Antonio stumbled against the cage, then Hunt followed that with some good punches afterwards. The referee jumped in. Well done to Hunt. And well done to Silva as well. He's a tough dude. Any heavyweight is. So, yeah. Next up, we move on to the co-main event for the women's. He suddenly turned into Stewie Griffin, with a vaguely Russian accent for some reason. The women's strawweight championship, where challenger Valerie Letourneau from Montreal, Canada, took on Joanna Jedrzejczyk from Poland, who is the current champion. And Jedrzejczyk defended her title by pretty much doing what she does best, landing great combos, and she showed a better kick game than I think I've ever seen her do. She landed some great leg shots to Letourneau, damaged her leg really badly a lot as well for the fight. There was a massive bruise on Letourneau's left thigh. You could see it. It was freaking brutal to watch. Once again, people underestimate body kicks. They underestimate leg kicks too. If you land enough of them, it can cause some sizable damage. Trust me. But Letourneau, well done to her, but Joanna was just too much for her, I'm afraid. And next, we move on to the main event of that particular evening. And it was Ronda Rousey defending her women's bantamweight championship against Holm. And the fight shocked pretty much everybody the world over. It's an understatement to say that it's a massive upset, as Holm knocks out Ronda Rousey at 59 seconds of round 2, after clearly beating the crap out of Rousey in round 1. That goes without saying. Rousey started as a normal aggressive self, but Holm used her boxing experience. She's got that massive experience boost, which I definitely think helped her in the fight. I don't know when my voice cracked there, it definitely helped her though. And she managed to use her southpaw stance as well as an advantage. Tons of great punches to keep her on off her. She was caught in the clinch a couple of times, Holm was, but she managed to shrug off like it was nothing. I don't know why, but I like seeing it like this, when a challenger who you don't think is going to win makes the champion look human. I think the only other upset I can think of that matches this. No, there's tons of others, but the first one that comes to mind immediately is when Chris Weidman knocked out Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva looked untouchable until his fight with Weidman. And Weidman proved the world wrong. He proved that he could be a champion, and he's proven it since then as well. Weidman's great. I like him. But we're not talking about him. We're talking about the now new champion Holm. After landing a brilliant leg kick to Ronda, knocking her out cold, finishing up with some punches on the ground. Well done to Holly. There is going to be a rematch. I will give my thoughts about that in another video actually. I'm actually thinking about doing other. Sorry, my hair's all weird. I'm just gonna leave it. About doing other UFC related stuff. These include talking about specific aspects in the UFC, talking about the EA Sports UFC 2 game, which I'm glad about. Obviously, I'm going to continue to do my Ultimate Fight reviews, and I'm going to be doing a new segment for this channel, which is one I'm feeling really good about. But I'll talk more about that next time. Anyway, just take care of yourself in general, and be good people. Is this timer going to stop?